The former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has been found guilty of crimes against humanity. The verdict has just been delivered, concluding a months-long trial. The prosecution in a special tribunal has sought the death penalty for her and a former Home Minister. You're now seeing live pictures from Dhaka, where the trial was held in absentia. Both Hasina and former Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan have fled the country, with Hasina known to be in India. Hasina has been charged with crimes against humanity for the killing of hundreds of people during a student-led uprising in July and August of 2024. The UN says around 1,400 people were killed in the violence. Well, DW reporter Beenish Javed has been following this and joins me now in the studio. Beenish, tell us more about what the court's been saying.
So, Terry, judges have been reading portions of the 453-page judgment. Basically, they are describing the allegations against Sheikh Hasina, Home Minister, and the government of Sheikh Hasina, the former government of Sheikh Hasina. The judges are saying that there are testimonies of doctors, of eyewitnesses that say that during the uprising, there was a brutal crackdown on protesters, that hundreds of protesters with gunshot wounds, when they tried to go to the hospitals, to doctors, the state machinery at that time prevented medical treatment of those protesters. The judges are also saying they described the killing of the first protester, Abu Said, who we had significantly covered. The judge said that there is evidence that he was shot at a close range by police. Then the judge has also explained that there are testimonies of people who say that there were shots fired from helicopters. So they are basically describing the allegations as a part of the judgment. There's a lot of people and a lot of public interest in these hearings. In this case, for example, there are many injured people, injured protesters, and people who lost their loved ones. For example, some of the families that we had interviewed, they are present at this moment. So a lot of public interest and a lot of people are waiting to hear the final verdict against her. Terry, Sheikh Hasina is a profound figure, I would say, in Bangladeshi history. She has ruled the country for around 20 years. And what led to her downfall eventually, we have that packaged in a report. Let's have a watch. These moments, almost 3 decades ago, were widely celebrated in Bangladesh. The daughter of Bangladesh's founding father, former President Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, became Prime Minister of Bangladesh in 1996 after running a long pro-democracy uprising. She served until 2001. She was re-elected in 2009 and during her several successive terms was celebrated for reforming the impoverished country's economy. But all this came at a considerable cost. Rights groups say most of her 20-year rule was autocratic, rife with arrests, disappearances, and extrajudicial killings. Her grip on power was firm, and her government swiftly crushed dissent. She became known as the Iron Lady of Bangladesh. But things changed dramatically in 2024. The years of repressive rule finally caught up with Hasina. A revolt began among the country's youth. A political decision not to change a government jobs quota as demanded by students led to widespread protests. Hasina tried to crush them. Police and security forces were seen using brutal force against demonstrators. The United Nations and other human rights groups accused Hasina's government and security apparatus of systematically committing serious human rights violations against protesters. The demonstrations soon turned into a nationwide uprising. Hasina was accused of directly ordering killings, an accusation that Hasina has always denied. Finally, as unrest peaked, protesters stormed Hasina's residence in early August of 2024, and she was forced to flee to India. According to the UN, Around 1,400 people were killed in the uprising. For years, many believed Hasina's grip was unbreakable. But Bangladeshis proved otherwise.
And Beenish Javed, who filed that report, is still with me here in the studio. As you mentioned earlier, Beenish, there's tremendous public interest in this trial, obviously, given what transpired with the killings and the riots and the uprising. How can we expect people to react? Are we seeing reactions already?
So, Terry, people who were directly impacted by the crackdown, people who lost their loved ones, people who were injured, at least in the urban centers of Bangladesh, we see that people are seeking maximum, they're expecting maximum punishment for Sheikh Hasina. They accuse her of ordering those killings, of ordering the security forces to directly shoot at protesters. Remember, according to the UN, 1,400 people were killed in the uprising. Thousands of them have been injured. During my last trip to Dhaka, I myself met many of the injured with serious injuries. So it's an event in Bangladesh history that many people still feel very, very hurt, and they want justice for what happened. Having said that, I would say that Awami League, Sheikh Hasina's political party, it's a big, old political party of Bangladesh, and there are parts of the country where they do have followership, they do support her, and therefore, while many people are expecting maximum penalty, the political situation of the country, it's possible that after the verdict comes, there is some sort of like political instability or cases of political violence in Bangladesh.
Sheikh Hasina is in India, as far as we know. If, whatever the verdict is there any chance that she will actually be held to account and maybe extradited?
Bangladeshi government will definitely ask India to do that. It's a very complex, diplomatic, difficult situation. India has long supported Sheikh Hasina and her party of Awami League, and she has taken refuge in India. Bangladeshi government had asked for her extradition. That has so far not happened. And it's something that the governments, and Bangladesh is going to have elections now in February, and it would be very much up to the new government how they then tackle this situation and ask India for her extradition.
Beenish, thank you very much for your reporting, for your insights. I'm sure we'll be talking more about this in the coming days.